the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got a couple of franchises who broke into the league together back in 1995. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coming up next.
We're looking live at a beautiful fly-in to Everbank Field in Jacksonville. Even if you closed your eyes, Brock, you'd still know exactly where you were by the rallying cry of the Jaguar faithful in the stands. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Hewitt. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Ready to get this game started. Here's Eddie Pinheiro. And we're off from Jacksonville. Devin Duvernay to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great, and
they connect on the deep shot. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, Drew, I love that.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So it's 2nd down coming up. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Tackle made by J.C. Horn. Third and 6 for them to figure out now. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. That's caught for the first. Touchdown, Jacksonville. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Cam Little to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Valus Jones now on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the first player picked in the 2023 NFL Draft from Alabama. It's Bryce Young.
Watching Bryce Young at Alabama, he just made the game look so easy. One of those rare prospects where everything just feels like it's in slow motion and he's in total control. Well, fast forward to the NFL, and he took a beating early in his career. Everything must have felt like a blur. But there's no denying the promise he has as a quarterback, that high upside that made him the #1 pick overall.
First play, and Young's going to pass. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
To the air on first down, Young. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that'll bring up second down.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open and beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be third down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
On third down, it's Young. Escapes the pocket. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
So on fourth down now, the Panthers calling an all-pro several times over. It's Johnny Hecker for the punt. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. So no return on that punt. And it'll be Jaguars football. Second drive of the game upcoming for this Jaguar offense. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
Connection made, Travis Etienne. And he's going to be out of bounds, I think, a yard or two short of the 20 here.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And that's good for a gain of 5. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Etienne on 3rd down. First down and more, past the 35. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Lawrence now off the play action. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. We're
was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They send the tight end in motion. 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. That's complete, here's Kirk. He's got a gain of 6 there. Tackle made by J.C. Horn.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Lawrence working from the gun. He's got Thomas on a slant. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I'm sure coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll run, ETN. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. They motion the slot man right. ETN. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 on the play. It's 3rd down.
So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the 1st quarter. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. We're back for the start of the 2nd quarter. Jaguars have the ball and a chance at 6. Lawrence on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
The kick by Shudak is good. And special teams convert to get them a little something out of that possession.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. On the return, here's Jones. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now for the 2nd time, we take a look at this Panther offense. They now trail by double digits after that last score, Brock. It's 10-0 partway through here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Young. Tremble with the grab. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be good for a Carolina 1st.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
New set of downs for him at the 38. They bring Thielen in motion right. Young on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. Rolling into enemy territory. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Here's Young on 1st and 10. He's on the move. He's going to tuck it and run. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Out of the gun, Young. Short pass caught by his tight end. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Young working from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll give the Panthers a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Play action now, Young. Has it down close. He has the Carolina touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Eddie Pinheiro on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Panthers cut it to a field goal game.
Panthers 7.
Volley set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Here's Parker Washington with the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Kirk in motion left. 1st down throw, Lawrence. A quick slant caught by Washington. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. from the 37. Flushed out of the pocket. Escapes his grasp. He's on the move. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Fires right away, but incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know you got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
On 4th down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. And that is how you pin a team deep. That hits and careens out of bounds at the 3. The Panthers and Bryce Young making their way back out on offense. And they couldn't be backed up much further, Brock. A safety, really the only concern as they take possession here inside their 5-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. This drive will begin with Hubbard. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Throwing from near his own goal line. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this 3rd down is unsuccessful. Back to throw. Here's Young. Hits him on the out route. And he gets this across the 10 before stepping out.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. He takes this in on his side of midfield. And he's brought down before the midfield. They bring Thomas in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. That play good for 17 and a first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They've got first down from the 31. Out of the gun, Lawrence. It's taken in by Washington. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Lawrence throwing here. Got Washington, it's complete. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. The Jaguars are going to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Cut near the goal line. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. ETN. And he's in for the touchdown. The Jaguars will add to their lead at the end of the half. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars make it a 10-point ball game. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Panthers headed out on offense again just before halftime. And with field position and the clock against them, probably not going to see anything of substance here before halftime. They've got 1st down here, but just 18 seconds to work with. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. So we're halfway through this contest from Jacksonville. The hometown Jaguars out in front. Now we'll keep it in-state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports halftime report. The Jags were treated to a strong 1st half from their franchise quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Raheem Blackshear now to return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Carolina ready to get things started on offense to begin the 3rd. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Hubbard. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. From the 36. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Looking to throw, Young. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Young to throw. Finds him over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
To the air on first down, Young. That's complete to Leggett. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
2nd and 3. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
This is an excellent job, Kate, right here by the defense to deny that big play and make them earn it offensively. If they want to reach the end zone, they're going to have to scrap and fight right through them.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Sticking to the air, it's Young. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Gets this to Sanders. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
2nd and 3 now. Young working from the gun. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that leaves him with 3rd and short.
Well, the QB right there, he put it pretty close to the sidelines to begin with. And the defender, well, that was a nice job. Just simply put a hand out there and let me just encourage the ball to fall incomplete.
Young to throw here on 3rd. This one's caught. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Staring at 4th down now, the Panthers electing to go with Eddie Pinheiro for the field goal try. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. Marr connects there. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
in that close in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Washington now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Lawrence now off the play action. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Lawrence working from the gun. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st down, ball at the 36. Now Lawrence on the play fake. That's Thomas, he's got it. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Sometimes the surprises work out for a nice game. And sometimes, well, those surprises, they don't surprise anybody, and you're left hoping your running back just gets up.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the shotgun, Lawrence bails out of the pocket quick. And he slides to a stop after a great run, but still not quite enough for that 1st down.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it, he watches the tape the next day, and he's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the 1st down.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Here's Lawrence to throw. Targeting the sideline, Kirk has it. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Here's ETN on 1st down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Three-quarters in the books from this one. It's Jaguars football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on to it for one final quarter. All right, here we go. 2nd down. They go play action here. Etienne on the catch.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly, as a check-down outlet on short throws.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
Just how many times do we see teams go to this route? You can go to a Little League field, tell them to, hey, run to the post. It's a playbook staple, and he's someone you could depend on to create space and make catches out of it.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. They'll give this up the middle to Etienne. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They send a receiver in motion right. Out of the gun, Lawrence. He brings it in. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Backed up to the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. One more time with Etienne. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. Give him maybe a yard on that play, Brock. Still 7 to go on 3rd and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
He's back to throw. Catch is made in close. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
On is Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars double their lead to 14. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. On the return, here's Jones. He stopped on the return at the 27. Carolina about set to go once again offensively. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Young. It's caught. That's Thielen. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Offense in the hurry up here. 2nd and 1. He finds Sanders. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Out of the gun, Young. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
A 2nd down throw for Young. Finds Sanders. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
It's the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Panthers losing by 14. Jaguars with an extra defensive back out there, 3rd down. Young looking to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Panthers moving quickly, trying to get set at the line. Completed to his running back. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
To throw. Taking a big shot for the end zone. Big gain downfield. And don't leave just yet, fans. He's got it for the touchdown, and there's still a small chance, Brock, that this one isn't over. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Extra point try now from Pinheiro. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Panthers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Panthers 17.
They've got less than 40 seconds to work with. Not impossible, but gotta recover this kick. And the Jaguars recover the onside kick. That should all but clinch this victory for them.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence set to take over on offense once again. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Inside handoff goes to ETN. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. A tight end in motion now. On 2nd down, it's ETN. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. They go right back to ETN. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. The Jaguars into punt formation. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. He broke 50 on his 1st punt and looks to have done the same here. The Carolina offense headed out now. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They're out and set, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Here he is to throw. Buys time, rolling right. And this one does not go far. So the Jaguars come away with the win in this one. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner Brock Heward and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jaguars as we bid farewell from Jacksonville.